Do you ever get bored of how your phone case sometimes looks? Well, with this particular phone case, it actually comes with a built-in application. You can simply then go in, pick one of the pre-selected images or upload any of your own photos, and then hit the casting button. It says ready to scan, and then what it's using the NFC built into the case itself to then physically change the image on the back of the case. Now this uses e-ink technology. It's a really awesome case, and as you can see here, within a couple of seconds, I've got a completely new image and a completely new look to the phone case itself on my iPhone 15 Pro. Hey guys, Michael from Copper vs Glass, and this is the 4-color e-ink case from TVC Mall. And the great thing about it is it's under $20. Now, massive thank you to the company for sending this over for the purpose of review. Of course, I'll have it linked in that description down below, but let's take a look. Okay guys, so here we have the two cases that I have available. We've got a black and also a grey version as well. Now the packaging side of things and just in general the overall presentation isn't necessarily amazing. However, the website that it comes from, TVC Mall, is more of a business to business or buy in bulk sort of website. Now you can still buy them individually, so if you want to go and pick one up for yourselves then you can do. And like I said, it comes in at around $19. You get a QR code included in the case itself, and that's how you get to the application side of things to download it to then change this display on the back, which, like I mentioned, is a 4-color e-ink display. Now, of course, the rest of the actual case itself is pretty standard in terms of your buttons, microfiber lining, all of the cutouts that you need, of course, your camera protection. But then, like I mentioned, we then have this e-ink display around the back here. And like I mentioned, it can display any image that you want to, whether it's pre-built with the application or any photograph that you've taken, any image you can find online, anything you can think of can then get NFC tagged onto the back of the case here. And just reading directly off the website, it says that you can leave your bland case behind. The e-ink case lets your phone reflect your individuality from celebrities. You can put a to-do list, any mottos, logos, photos of pets, loved ones, whatever you want to do, you can put it on the back of this phone case. Now, of course, the case itself is just your standard case. It's more of a TPU type material. It's crafted from a premium PVC and silicone, and it then has the glass screen side of things around the back here, and it's pretty durable overall. If you've ever used a sort of TPU case beforehand, you're going to know exactly what you're getting yourself into with this one, just a little bit more hardness around the back. Now I have the grey colour here, the black. It's also available in white and also for a variety of different phones. You've got the newest iPhone, the Galaxy S24 Ultra, and also some older iPhone models. And for me, this grey colourway here matches perfectly to the titanium on the iPhone 15 Pro in that natural grey titanium colour. Now this particular case is also slightly different to the black variant as well, as you do have silver accents instead of the black accents, and it's not as sort of a matte colorway as with the black case. As you can see here, the camera ring in particular has a really nice chamfered edge to it as well. I also think that the slightly lighter background of the actual case itself does make some of the images on the e-ink display pop ever so slightly, and that's also very good reasoning because the case itself definitely performs better in higher light situations. If you're using the case at nighttime, obviously it's not backlit. If it's the sort of lower light situation, it's definitely something to keep in mind overall. But again, as you can see, I think it looks great. You got your covered metal power button on the right hand side here. It's very clicky and also very tactile, and then the same with the volume up and also the volume down, and the action button as well, no issues whatsoever. And there's also a little lanyard spot down the bottom, nothing at all across the top side of things. And then down the bottom you've got your USB-C port here, which can actually go with a ton of different cable sizes, and then your speaker and microphone grill is actually covered ever so slightly. Now, I don't hate this. I think it adds a little bit extra protection in general. And then of course you get to the camera ring side of things, and although it's a very cheap case and maybe not very well known, this is probably one of the better looking camera rings that I've found on an iPhone case more recently. It still offers all the sort of protection that you'd expect if you're going to be putting it back down, and again, I just think the metal ring and the metal camera housing in general just looks really nice on the titanium iPhone. And the overall feel in the hand does feel extremely nice as well. It's a very soft silicone material. If you've used any silicone cases direct from Apple in the past, you know exactly what you're getting yourself into, apart from it has that glass texture there on the back side of things. Now you do also have a lay on the table design with this particular case, and as you can see here, the buttons again, extremely clicky, very easy to use. But one thing that I would say is the lay on the table side of things isn't necessarily the best out there. If you are going to be using any sort of tempered glass screen protector, for example, I'm pretty sure the screen protector is going to come up ever so slightly above the actual case, or at least be level with it, which maybe isn't the best overall screen protection if you're going to be placing your phone face side down. And of course the power button side of things with that metal button is of course still very clicky and very tactile, much like the buttons on the other side of things as well. Now there is one thing though with this case in particular, which is actually why it's kind of a little bit of a no-go from me in terms of an everyday carry, and that's because you have the screen on the back. There's going to be nowhere to put any sort of magnets for the MagSafe side of things, which I think is one of the biggest selling points of iPhones and iPhone accessories and cases, is to have the MagSafe connectivity on the back here. So as always, what I have here is my Apple leather wallet, and again they don't sell this one anymore, which is why I always use it in these videos, but this particular case has magnets on the back and it fits pretty much on every other case that I have tried. And placing it down on the back here, there is a little bit of a connection, but then once you actually then turn it upside down, it then falls off. It's not instant, but don't get me wrong, it is in no way going to stay on there whatsoever. Of course, you've got the magnets built into the actual iPhone itself, for example, but I don't think they're strong enough to go through the case. Now, you still get the animation of using any sort of MagSafe accessory on the phone itself, so it is getting that sort of, connection side of things, but it's not going to stay on there anytime soon. But now onto the back of the case and the e-ink display. Now, like I mentioned, on the website it says you can put any image on there, but it only uses 4 colors, and of course there's e-ink, not the most highest pixel density, so let's see exactly how everything goes together. Now, like I mentioned again, application built into the actual case side of things as well with that QR code. Yes, you can download the application separately, but if you don't have the case, there's not really too much points. As you can see, you've got a ton of images preloaded into the application. Now, some of them are a little bit random. There's lots of Japanese and Chinese inspired people and wallpapers and imagery, but okay, if that's not really what you're into, you do have some other options, which of course we will get onto in just a moment. But as you can see here, you've got a lot of images on the back side of things here, different categories going on the top side of things, so cartoon, meme, art, tons of different options that you've got here. And then when you actually go on to select a picture, you can actually do some slight adjustments to the picture side of things beforehand with regards to the color side of things, contrast, etc. Then when you click on the next arrow, you then have 3 different options to apply onto the case. You've got delicate, high contrast, which basically ruins every image, and then the black and white side of things for that ultimate e-ink display. However, because it's got the 4 colors built on, I'm going to use the delicate side of things, and as you can see here, it actually looks very nice here on the actual iPhone. But how does it look on the back of the case? Well, once you click on the casting side of things, you can see here it says ready to scan, and it's then going to transfer the image using the NFC built into the case. After a little bit of a refresh, as you can see here on the back, because again, that's just how e-ink works, you can see that we've then got a brand new image on the back of the phone here. And in all honesty, guys, it looks very much like it did in the application. The actual detail, sharpness is all very nice here, and the color side of things, while not necessarily the most vibrant compared to on the OLED screen of the iPhone here, still looks pretty good overall. But what if you don't want to use one of their pre-built in wallpapers on the back? Well, that's where this little camera icon down the bottom of the application comes into play. Because as you can see here, once you go back into the application side of things, if you press on this button at the bottom here, it allows you to instantly take a photo and use that on the back of the case, or use something that you've got saved directly on your device here. So as you can see, I've got a ton of vibrant wallpapers, people, images, and things like that. So let's just have a little bit of a test to see exactly how well this works. Now, I wanted to try it out with a very bright, vibrant wallpaper with a slight gradient to it like this one. Now, yes, it's got more than the 4 colors, but realistically, it's blue, purple, orange, and red. So we'll see exactly how well this is going to work. And as you can see here, there is no blue whatsoever. The black and white side of things looks okay. Again, high contrast looks terrible, but as you can see here, it doesn't really have the bottom of the actual wallpaper at all. Again, if I cast it, again, it's going to go through, scan it, transfer the image, and this process is actually pretty quick overall in regards to the transferring side of things, and then you have to wait a little bit longer for the screen to refresh around the back. In total, I would say it's around 20 seconds from start to finish for when you select the wallpaper to then when it appears on the back of the case. And then as you can see here, because I chose the black and white style, it kind of looks okay with the gradients and the way that the colors work, but it's not the most amazing one out there. However, going back into the photo side of things, one thing that I have found, and maybe this is kind of obvious to some people, is black and white images look amazing on the back of this case. Obviously, you've got the black and white option or the delicate option, which actually takes away some of the overall contrast there. But again, if you click on the casting side of things, again, roughly around 20 seconds for that to go through, but black and white images look amazing on the back of this case. Now, whether you're using the grey case or the black case, I think in general, a nice black and white image is going to look awesome. And then again, once this one's done, it looks exactly like the image on the phone itself. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. While you can use any image that you want to on the case itself, some definitely work better than others. And again, black and white for me is definitely the way to go. Now also guys, because it is using e-ink technology, it looks way better in the daytime than it does compared to the dark, because again, it's not backlit, so something to keep in mind there. And that's going to do it guys for this video on the 4-color e-ink display case for the iPhone 15 Pro. Let me know in the comments section down below if this is the kind of case that you're going to be using, or if losing that MagSafe capability is a no-go for you as well. Also in general, let me know the case that you're using in the comments section down below, or if you've got any recommendations for me to look at moving forward. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below also, and while you're down there, if you're not already subscribed, now's a great time to do so. And of course, once you've hit that subscribe button, don't forget to turn on all of your notifications so you're notified anytime I post a video here on the channel. I'm Michael from Copper vs Glass. Thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.